here we go.
So what do I do now?
I got questions for you.
Oh, okay.
Just follow my lead.
Right.
Okay, we are at the Veterans Affairs Medical Center at 7305 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach. Today is January.
Second.
The 2nd, 2014, and you happen to be my first interview of the year. My name is Carlton Cartwright. I'm the Executive Director for the Children's Coalition Incorporated, and we're here today interviewing, sir, what is your name?
Stephen Fox.
Okay, Mr. Fox. And let's see, what is your current address?
177 Preston E, Boca Raton, Florida, 33434.
And your birthday?
11/2/45.
Okay, and you and I are the only ones attending the interview. We're here at the hospital out here by the nurses station, so it might be a little background noise, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. Okay, what branch of the service were you in?
Navy.
Mm-hmm. And what years did you serve?
February 18, 1964 to April 23rd, 1968.
Gotcha. Okay, and what rank were you when you separated?
E4, Petty Officer, First Class.
And what were you telling me before about where did you serve?
We were stationed out of Oceana, Virginia, and we temporary duty. We made 2 med cruises across the Atlantic into the Mediterranean. They were 10-month cruises. The first one was on the USS Forrestal aircraft carrier. The second one was on the USS Saratoga aircraft carrier.
Okay. And I think you told me that you enlisted, correct?
Correct.
Where were you living at the time?
Oh, I was living in Glen Oaks, Queens. I grew up there.
Oh, okay. In New York.
Right.
Okay. And why did you join?
Actually, part patriotism and part running wild, getting in trouble.
We got you off the street, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you pick that service branch?
You know what? I've always liked ships. I used to build little model ships, and I was in the Sea Cadets as a kid.
Yeah.
So it's something I always liked.
Okay. Right. So what was it like when you
where do I gotta go? All the way back to my room?
after you finished your paperwork? Where did they ship you off to?
They shipped me up to the Great Lakes Training Center in February. That's like Paris Island in August. You know, I mean, they shipped us up there. I guess we got up there like 2 o'clock in the morning, and at 4 o'clock in the morning, they gave you what they call a crap can reveille. They take a Coke bottle and they go around it, and the guy was right next to my rack, and I'm startled, and I said, "All right, you pukes, get up, get dressed, it's time for chow." And I said, "What did I get into?"
Right. Okay. Exciting from day one, huh? So that was basic training, correct?
Right.
How long was your basic training?
I think it was like 3 months or 16 weeks, I think it was.
3 or 4 months.
Yeah, 16.
And where'd you go to tech school?
A school, I went down here in Florida, Jacksonville, and then we went to Cecil Field for more training.
Okay.
And I was aviation ordnance, loading bombs and missiles on jet fighters. And it was quite interesting. I really enjoyed it.
Let's go back to basic training.
Right.
Besides that first morning when you got up, what was the rest of it like?
You know, it was competition between, companies, but you're thrown in with people from all walks of life, and you learn to get along. You know, I was a friendly guy, and at times, you have a temper and you got to do what you got to do. And but for the most part, I really made some good friends there. It was all good. And the Navy experience helped me to become a man and find myself in the world.
Okay, that's good. How was the food?
Food wasn't half bad. Yeah. It really wasn't.
Okay.
It's better than here.
Okay. All right. So you said you went to tech school in Jacksonville?
Yeah. I went to Jacksonville, and then we went to Cecil Field, which was, I guess, right below Jacksonville for more training. Yeah.
What were your instructors like through basic training and tech school?
Well, the instructors, it's not as bad as the Army or the Marines or the drill instructors, but you know, they teach you to follow orders and, you know, become, you have, I forgot how many men, 60, 70, and it helps you to become one. And to perform as one. And to, in fact, that you're thrown in with all walks of life, and you learn, you know, you learn a lot of things about different people, and it helps you to become a man and grow.
Right. Learn how to work in a team.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. All right. So, Jacksonville to Tampa.
No, Cecil Field, which was right below Jacksonville. But when we caught after Virginia, we flew down to Mayport. Where we caught the ships. They were dockside.
And where's Mayport?
Mayport is also in Florida, on the East Coast, right on the ocean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because the ships would come right into the dock. You got huge ships. When we're overseas, Italy, France, whatever it was, those docks can't accommodate a huge ship. So we would go 3 miles out and ferry, you know, back and forth. But Mayport, dockside, because they did also a lot of construction there and repairing of the ships.
Oh, okay. All right. So after basic training in tech school, and what did you say your specialty was again?
Aviation ordnance, loading bombs and missiles on jet fighters.
Oh, okay. All right.
Something I can really use on the outside.
Oh, okay. So where was your first duty assignment to?
I was flown overseas and I caught the ship in, we stopped off at Rota, Spain, and then from there, we caught the ship in Naples, Italy.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
All right. How long were you in Spain?
I think about 3 or 4 days.
Oh, just real quick, in and out.
How would I put it? I can't figure out the words, but yeah, they ship you there and then they ship you to your next duty station, wherever it is, you know.
Okay.
It was a jump-off point.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. Like, yeah, sort of like staging, right?
Yeah.
I got you. So you got down to Naples.
Right.
And how long were you in Naples?
Then about 5 days, 4 days, something like that.
And then after that, they
Oh, no, excuse me, no. With the ship, I caught the ship in Naples. I got on the ship itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you know what? It was like these ports, you'd have like 10 days in, and then you have A and B, and then half the ship goes to shore, Liberty One.
What is A and B?
All right, you got when these ships are in port, half the ship stays and half the ship goes ashore.
Got it.
And
Oh.
then the next day, you know.
Yeah.
So
They split up the population.
right, exactly, right. Okay.
All right. Got it. Okay. So, and the first ship was
The USS Forrestal.
okay. And how long would you go out to sea for?
Actually, we'd be out for 10 months, but we would go out for like 2 weeks at a time, then hit a port, then go out, hit a port. You know, we made all the Italy, France, Turkey, Greece, Spain, Malta, different parts of Italy, Naples, Genoa. It was quite exciting.
Okay. So you meet a lot of nice people.
I was a typical sailor. Now you can think what you want about that. It wasn't about meeting nice people. It was about getting drunk and doing stupid stuff and fighting with Marines.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So tell me about your job assignment. You know.
Well, my job assignment was to load. We first came in. We had the F8s. Then we got the F8s. Yeah. Then we got the F4s. And that was a nice plane, a nice armament, 24 250-pound bombs, missiles, Sidewinder air-to-air missiles, bullpup air-to-ground. And this is what my job was with my crew, or the guys I worked with, was to load this armament onto the plane.
Right.
And they would go out and have practice runs, because the war was going on in the other part of the world, in Vietnam.
Right.
But, you know, we would constantly do practice runs and play war games. And after I got out of the military, our ship went over to Westpac and did their thing off Vietnam. I think John McCain was on that ship when he went down and got captured on the Forrestal.
Okay.
And then, of course, they had the Forrestal fire, which killed a lot of sailors. And that was off of Vietnam.
Okay.
But my cruises are, like I say, it helped me to become a man. It helped me to grow up. I made a lot of friends. It helped me to find my place in life. And I boxed for the Navy. I won the league championship. I was always lifting weights, even today, 3-hour workouts. So, I became very well known, and but in a good way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Okay. So, where did you go to school in New York before you came in service?
Martin Van Buren High School.
And you graduated from there?
Yeah.
Did you go to college at all before?
No. I just I got out in January and joined the Navy in February. Yeah.
That was it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you didn't see any combat at all, did you?
Just in the boxing ring and the bars.
All right. Did you have any service-related injuries?
Yes, yeah. I got hurt. I crushed a disc in my back, and they sent me to Jacksonville, Florida, Naval Hospital. And a number of months later, they operated. A nerve root was severed, which affected from the knee down on my left foot. Mm-hmm. And then over the years, the right leg got weak, and over the years, the situation has deteriorated. But you know what? I ain't never let that keep me down.
Okay.
I got out, played football, boxed, ran, even danced. Can't dance no more though, but back then I just didn't let it keep me down. Mm-hmm.
Tell me about all the places you went while you were in the Mediterranean. You told me some of them.
Yeah.
You went into Spain, you went down to Naples.
Right, there was Italy, France.
Where'd you go in Italy?
Naples, Genoa, what was it, Sicily? Palma, there was Palma something or other, Sicily, Malta, Turkey, Spain, Malta, all along the southern Med.
Right.
We didn't get to Africa. We didn't get to Lebanon at that time, but along the southern Med, France. It was like I said, it was an experience.
So you went to Nice and Cannes?
Did I go to Cannes? You know what? I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I know we hit France, but I'm not sure where.
Okay.
Forgot, yeah.
Right. Not a problem. So how long was your tour of duty over there in the Mediterranean?
Actually, there was like 10-month cruises. 10 months, and then I guess it was 5-6 months, stateside, and then another cruise.
Okay, so you said you went up and down the Atlantic?
Well, no, actually, we crossed the Atlantic, but we went up and down the Mediterranean.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
And at that time, it was the Cold War, so the Russians were there too, and it was like, it's like the Atlantic is a huge chessboard.
Right.
And you play games, and the Russian bears, these huge bombers, would fly over the ship, and we'd send our planes up to veer them away. And then they had the Russian trawlers, and it was a big game.
Gotcha. Okay.
Of course, we always won.
Oh, good. Did you have any casualties besides the accident you
know
had?
what? There are. You don't hear about it, but on these cruises, you lose about 5 or 6 sailors.
Really?
I mean, if you don't watch what you're doing, and you walk behind one of these planes, you can be blown overboard. You hear every once in a while about a jet going into going down. Could be stateside.
Right.
Also, a helicopter may go down, or there are accidents that happen. I remember when I first got on the ship, they got these huge elevators, and there was a guy due to get out in 2 weeks, and one of these big, heavy tow tractors that bring the planes back and forth, fell off and killed him.
Wow.
So you have to watch yourself on these ships all the time.
Right.
You got the cables that catch the wires. Mm-hmm. Now, if one of those snap, that'll literally cut a human being in half. So you got to constantly test things to make sure everything is in working order, and you got to constantly, especially on that flight deck, we get hazardous duty pay up there.
Really?
But you know what? It's quite a job, and it's quite interesting, and at the same time, it was great.
Right.
The excitement.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. Were you awarded any medals or citations?
Nah, just you get a medal when you get out of boot camp. Like I said, we weren't in a war zone, you know. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay. 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 While you were away, how did you stay in touch with your family?
Well, letters. Yeah, letters. I don't remember we got to call them. Well, of course, when I was in the States, I called them.
Yeah.
You know, from Virginia, I'd go up to New York on the weekends and visit them. But most of the time, it was letters. Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you do when you went on leave, anyway?
I got back with my people in the neighborhood. You know, hung out, had a good time, spent time with the family.
Just went back to New York.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, did you go on leave to see any other parts of Europe while you were over there?
No,
Okay.
no.
So, did you have all the supplies that you needed?
Oh yeah, yeah. I
everything
remember
you
you had the tankers and they'd bring these huge things over and pump the gas into our ship. Smoking lamp is out throughout the ship, taking on gas. Then you had the food ships, and they would send stuff over. So we were constantly supplied.
Okay, cool. So you had everything you needed.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're little cities, 5,000 men.
Right.
And now today, actually, it's 5,000 men and women. Because back then it was just the men.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you went to all of these different ports, and you already said, I guess the military food wasn't bad.
No, it was good. It was a good way of life. And like I said, it was interesting. It was exciting. I was a young kid, 18 years old, you know, and all this stuff is new. And it was pretty good.
So how was the food on the economy?
Well, actually, I mean, if you ain't going nowhere, you know, you save your money.
Right.
You know, I mean, except when you go out, you know, drinking and whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but no, I was able to save some money, send it home, and then once I got out, you know, I had a little bit of change saved up.
Okay.
Plus, when I got hurt, now the VA, I got hurt, so I automatically I got out on honorable on the medical conditions.
Okay.
That's important.
Uh-huh.
So the Navy gives you 30%, but the VA gives you 60%.
Right.
So that helped, you know, and of course, eventually when I got married, you know, so it helped a great deal.
Good.
Yes.
Okay. Did you feel or experience a lot of pressure or stress
When I got
in your
out.
jobs? No. Before that, and during your military service.
No, because like I say, I was very streetwise.
Okay.
So, you know, I just, you know, you shut up, you follow orders, and when, you know, you got a job to do, and that's what you do. It's something that with the human being, they can adapt to anything.
Right.
No matter what it is, you adapt. And that's what you do. It's a completely new way of life, new friends, and it helps you become a man.
Right.
You find your place in the world.
Generally, you know, while you were on duty,
Right.
you know, when you were off duty, what'd you do to entertain yourself?
Actually, you know what? I brought my own weights on board ship, so we had to load and bomb for 12 hours a day. I pumped iron. And like I said, I boxed, so I got some people and I started sparring. You know, my father was a fight trainer with the legendary Cus D'Amato.
Oh, really?
And when I was a kid, Uncle Cusses, I knew him, gave me these boxing gloves. So I come from a boxing family. And we had street corner boxing matches. So I was good before I joined, and then I joined, and I did all right. And like I said, people, you know, now people know you. You know, it's not like a celebrity, but you know, when you're pumping iron and you're a bodybuilder and a boxer, people become to know you, and it helps you to make a lot of friends, and also, you know, you don't really have any problems.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Tell me two of your most memorable experiences while you were in the service.
While stationed in Jacksonville, Florida, I met a woman. Her name was Nell, and in Jacksonville, it was the Northerners and the African Americans against the Southerners. So you want to talk about some battles in the club. I met a most wonderful young lady, Nell, and we were dating, and in fact, I have a child with her, who's 45 years old. And of course, the other one was, like I said, I guess the first day that I went over, got on the ship, and the slightest movement made me feel queasy. And I remember looking out over here, and I can see the city. And the next morning I get up, where's the city? Oh, it's behind me now, because those big shits would actually turn. You know?
Yeah.
But everything about military life, you know, especially being a young kid and new, was simply, I was awestruck, but it was amazing. I followed orders, and I got along pretty good with people, and I'm very proud of that, because again, it helped me to grow as a human being. You know?
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so, did you use your GI Bill at all while you were in the service?
No. While I was in,
Yeah.
no. Usually that's for when you get out.
Right, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's been a mix back and forth because I actually used GI to go to school while I was in service.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
No.
both.
No.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
barely got out of high school, so
Right.
I barely with a diploma.
I got you. Okay, how'd you get along with your peers and your fellow officers?
I got along pretty good. Like I said, I mean, I had a council mess one day because I sort of said some stuff I shouldn't have said to the E5 that was in charge of our little thing, you know. But,
Right.
you know, like I say, I was, you know, known to have a temper and run my mouth, and the times it got me in trouble, but nothing ever serious, you know.
All right. So where were you? Where were you when you separated?
I went back to New York. I went back to Glen Oaks. Yeah, living with my family. In '68, I got out living with my family. Joined the gym in Queens Village. Actually worked out with Mr. Universes and a lot of other big boys. And my father was in the jewelry business, so I got involved with it. And I actually was in it for about 12 years. I actually became a diamond setter, and I sold jewelry privately, and you know, I did pretty good with that.
Okay. So as soon as you got out of the service, you went back home.
Right.
Hey, did you use your GI Bill when you got out of the service?
No.
You didn't use it?
I like I say, I started working. You know, I really didn't know what I was going to do. And my father, being a jewelry salesman, said, "Well, go to Pete Rogers, and he will teach you." And then I hooked up a job with a big company, and I actually worked there for 13 years. So it worked out pretty good.
Doing what?
Diamond setting.
Oh, same
In
thing,
fact,
okay.
I just found out last year that I was eligible for a partial pension. Who knew?
Oh, okay.
So that helps me a little.
Congratulations.
Sure, yeah.
Congratulations, yeah. Okay. All right. So, yeah, you said, so tell me about your close friends. You have you friends with any of these guys to this day from the military?
Billy Cross from Tennessee. That's the only one I was able to find. Because it was like Englewood, Tennessee had 1,200 people. How many Cross could be? I called the operator, and she actually gave me his brother. To this day. In fact, I called him the other day. That's the only one. I had a friend of mine, C.J. Smith, an African-American gentleman. He was a great guy, and we were really tight. You know, he was like a brother. We were like a brother to each other. And I tried to reach out, and I could never find him.
Right. Okay. So tell me, I got just a few more questions for you, but I'm really interested in finding out about how the military influenced your life. So what I need to ask you, I guess, is did your military experience influence your thinking about war or the military in general?
The military. I wear fatigues, you know, military pants every day, and people ask me, well, why do you always wear these military pants? I said, because I'm always ready for war, but it's a way of representing, you know, the men and women that are over there. And as far as our military goes, I love it. I mean, every time I see these young guys in uniform, it's great. You know, and it's, what was the other question again?
I didn't get to the other one yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
basically I was asking you about your thinking, how does the military experience influence your thinking about war or about the military in general?
I'll tell you, it was up to me, I would nuke these SOBs in a heartbeat. All right, that's what I feel. You know, these fundamentalists. You know, I mean, I got no love for these people. Man. I would do them in the most horrible way. So, as far as war goes, you know, just kill them all, let God sort them. I'm just sick of what's going on. You gotta get rid of them.
You ever join any veterans organizations?
Nah.
Okay. Oh, you ever go to a reunion, military reunion or anything?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. All right. So talk to me about, and take your time. How did your service and experiences affect your life overall?
Stay where you are.
Well, again, being thrown in with a bunch of strangers. Anytime, anywhere, I have no problem conversing with people. I'm a leader. I'm not a follower. You know, and that's from my streetwise days.
Right.
And so, like I say, the military has taught me in a way just to get along with people and respect people from different parts of the country for the
Right.
most part. You know, and I can hold my head up high, and part of it is from my military training. I served my country, and I am so proud of that.
So I guess, in other words, you feel it was a positive transition.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I said, I was running wild in the street. I gotta tell you, the night before I left, the going away prison was a neighborhood as I threw a rock through the place we hung out at. So I was a wild man, and our crew was wild, and we would go down and fight in a heartbeat. So let me get out of Dodge, let me join the military, you know, let me help find myself, keep me from going to jail, and like I said, it made a man out of me.
Before we got started with the interview, you made a comment about, I don't know, medication or something you had some issues with. And
Oh, yeah.
So this is like the last question, you know, for you to share.
Right.
With anything else you wanted to share?
Yeah. Okay. I got messed up on crack cocaine for like 20 years, so it sort of ruined my life, you know, family. But finally beat it, and like I say, it's a terrible thing to go through, and I don't recommend it for anybody. And if anybody sees this, if you learn one thing is, do not get involved with that, because it will just sink you to the bottom, and it is very hard to climb back up. I did it, and I'm proud of that. That was my greatest battle.
Did you get help from the...
You know what? I went to umpteen facilities, and as soon as I got out, I got high. I moved to Florida, and I went cold turkey. My drug today is the gym. That's it. You know, I live around that, and it's a good thing. It's a good addiction. But other than that, man, it will ruin your family like it ruined mine. I mean, I'm able to help my family today,
Right.
and I'm close with my sons, you know. But my wife, man, she's bitter over the whole ordeal. I can't blame her. But like I say, bottom line, don't get messed up on that stuff.
Gotcha.
And if you do, get out of it, man, because it'll only kill you, put you in jail like it did for me, short stints, you know. It's just, I was homeless, living on an empty lot in the Bronx, you know. When I got locked up in Rikers Island, I was kind of enjoying myself. I said, damn, I said, I'm eating, I'm working out, and I said, there's something wrong with this picture.
3 hots in the car, huh?
Yeah, so, you know, it was time, you know, to get real and get your act together. And I recommend that to everybody that's get messed up on whatever you're doing out there. Because, you know what, it'll ruin you, it'll ruin your family, and you don't need that.
Okay, let's see. Well, I guess, is there anything else that you would like to add, or you feel like that we have not covered, that you would like to...
No, the VA, I mean, you know, when I turned 65, they sent me my Medicaid card or Medicare, whatever it is. I said, you know what, keep it. Because I've been dealing with the VA from 1968 until right now, at this very moment. And they've taken care of me. I have surgeries, I've gotten sick or whatever. And I must admit that they do take care of me, and I would have it no other way. I'm very proud of the VA. I'm very proud of my men and women in uniform, and it's all good.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for your service, and thank you for submitting and giving us this interview for the library.
My pleasure.